Tonight, a resource used to catch criminals might now be on Denver's chopping block. It's a brewing conflict between elected leaders and frontline police officers.
Denver7 Investigates is digging deeper into the value of license plate readers and the controversies they have created. Chief investigative reporter Tony Kovaleski is talking with sources from all sides, including a veteran officer risking his job to send the city a message.
It's one of the best, if not the best tool we've had in a very long time. I mean, they're incredible.
You are hearing perspective from a veteran Denver police officer.
If you go by the book, you're not supposed to be in front of these cameras, but you're risking your job. Why?
I guess that's how important I think this is, that the citizens of Denver know how important these are, how important of a tool it is for us.
The tool he's talking about is currently mounted in 111 different locations throughout Denver, capturing 2 million license plate images every month.
It is used to locate and arrest criminals. That's it, criminals.
When you hear it boiled down to that purpose, you might conclude these cameras, these license plate readers, are a must-have for any city's need for public safety.
As a city, we are taking a step back to ensure that we are protecting everyone in our city.
But a few weeks back, Denver's City Council pumped the brakes on license plate readers.
Nay.
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 Members of City Council voted unanimously against the cameras, against what they called a tool of mass surveillance.
What was your reaction when you first heard that there's a chance these would go away?
Honestly, I was blown away.
He says they're a critical tool to catching bad guys, and he says if you and other council members get rid of it, it'll be a major mistake for the city. What do you say to that officer?
The vast majority of the work that DPD does to essentially solve crimes has not involved these cameras.
Councilperson Sarah Parody has raised concerns the mass surveillance cameras may violate civil liberties. She says data produced by the license plate readers lack necessary controls on its distribution and presents significant risks with possible data breaches.
Councilmember, essentially is your position that the risks outweigh the rewards here?
Right now, I think the risks outweigh the rewards. And it's not that this can't be a useful tool, but that's the thing about mass surveillance. It's always a useful tool. If we simply attached a GPS tracker to every Denverite, we would solve most crimes, but we don't do that because we have constitutional rights and norms around surveillance.
Any sort of dragnet surveillance technology products need the utmost scrutiny.
Colorado's ACLU agrees with Denver's council, calling to slow down the process and asking for public transparency to protect citizens from the potential for misuse.
I think we can all agree on the outcomes of safety in solving crimes, but how we get there can't just be overlooked. This puts at risk our foundational constitutional rights if it's not done properly.
Currently, the data, the raw license plates and locations can be accessed by Denver police along with 80 different law enforcement agencies and 4 FBI agents in Colorado. Members of Denver's council have raised concerns this massive database could be used by federal agents to monitor or identify undocumented immigrants.
We understand there's privacy concerns about a lot of these things, but you don't get rid of privacy concerns by just tearing out the system.
Eddie Mejia is a veteran DPD sergeant and a member of the board of the police union.
Let's boil it down. If license plate readers go away, will it make it easier for bad guys to do their business?
Yes.
No question.
No question. If you take away this system, it makes it easier to commit crime and it makes our jobs harder to look for those perpetrators.
Catch the bad guy.
Correct.
And these numbers support that claim. According to city records, since Denver started using license plate readers in May of last year, the cameras have helped police with key evidence in 9 homicide investigations, 19 violent gun crimes, helped recover 180 stolen vehicles, and at least 29 firearms. The city also credits the license plate readers in decreasing auto theft in Denver by 40% last year.
How do you assess this political battle, and do you think you're going to win?
I mean, I think Denver's going to win.
Denver Mayor Mike Johnston.
I think from our side, what we're clear about is license plate readers help reduce crime in the city. They're effective at stopping auto theft. They're effective at tracing violent criminals. We want to keep doing that. We plan to keep doing that.
We share the concerns raised by Councilperson Parody, concerns over civil rights violations, potential data breaches, and federal agents potentially using the information to track and identify undocumented immigrants.
How do you address those concerns?
I don't agree with that. I don't think there's evidence that that is the case, nor have we had any cases where that has taken place. We think there's a way to work collaboratively with other law enforcement and still make sure we can protect privacy.
What's your message to Mayor Johnston?
Really think about the consequences of taking these away.
He risked his job to get that message out. Your reaction?
I'm incredibly grateful for him that did that, because I think the people that are working on the front lines know how important this is. And they're saying, you tell me you want us to help reduce crime in the city, why are you going to take away the best tool that I have?
So in the end, it's a clash in philosophies between catching criminals and protecting privacy. A currently unsettled debate, leaving a contrast in perspectives between cops and council.
I want to make sure that in this political climate that we are protecting our communities, not putting them in harm's way.
I get their concerns on the privacy side. When you really know how they work and what they're used for and how they're used, I think they would agree that it would be crazy to lose these.
How do you get compromise, or is that not reasonable?
We need to understand that the people really care about privacy as much as they care about safety. And that this time, more than ever, it's important to act with caution and to focus on constitutional concerns, not flashy technology.
You don't see LPRs going away?
No, we want to keep those cameras on. We want to keep the streets safe, and we're going to do whatever it takes to make that happen.
So this controversy is expected to continue. Council has agreed to a pilot program that will keep the license plate readers in place for the rest of this year. A task force is now examining the broader issues, digging into that debate of privacy versus policing. We will keep a close eye on all the developments. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kovaleski.